Hello YouTube. This is day 8 of our working class Exile starting up. There is not necessarily a lot planned specifically progression wise right now. We're going to continue progressing our Maven because we need that, and otherwise I'm going to start trying to run some at least semi-juiced maps so that I can start making some currency. Basically I want to make a little more currency than this so that I can afford to get my extra watch tones. I already believe the character's powerful enough to do Maven or Uber Elder. That being said, I can do some pretty cheap upgrades, like I can buy a level 21 explosive arrow. Specifically, I can buy a level 21 explosive arrow that has no quality, because we actually have too much quality now. With an Ashes on, it's making it take too long for the explosive arrow to go off, which is it's got 43% skill effect duration. So if we get a level 21 with no quality, it'll get 23 quality from the Ashes, which is still helpful, and then my clear will get a lot better, my damage will get better because I go up one level. So there's that. We could also grab some support gems. Otherwise, we are still only on a +2 weapon. We could go to +3, but those are a little expensive. I would love, we're starting to get into the area where it's like, you know, 1 or 2x for like a decent upgrade from here on. And so we do need to start generating some money and rolling that dice. So that's going to involve at least buying a few scarabs, getting a working map pool running, things like that. So we're going to hit the go button so that I can price this up, sell it, and buy a few things, and then just start mapping. And boom. All right. Now, what is this thing? We found this yesterday. Worth 30 chaos. Cool. I'll sell that. 30 chaos. Next, we will look for explosive arrows. Level 21 explosive arrows with no quality. Apparently 5C. Oh, no, that person's AFK. What about this one for 1C? There are some interesting alt qualities, but not for what I'm doing. I will pay 7. 7 is also fine. Morning. Hey, there we go. 7C for an extra explosive arrow level. Worth. Absolutely worth. All right, pretty happy with that. Nearly 100 extra flat damage, and it'll go off quicker now. So we like that. Put our MTX back on. And next, let's see if we can buy some scrabs. I would like to start getting some map returns. So we will start with our cartography scarabs. Now, in this day and age, we don't really need cartography scarabs to maintain maps. That's just not a thing that we need to worry about. But that doesn't mean we can't start trying to maintain some with just a basic amount. Like just get, you know, 10 or 15, run some maps with cartography scarabs on it, just to like start a decent progression of your map pool. Hopefully. Hopefully. I can buy just 20 C worth of scarabs. Reduce variance and establish a stable pool. Yeah, basically. Like, we don't have a lot to start with. And we certainly don't have a lot of the maps that I actually want to run. So just at the start, getting 10 or 20 polished scarabs at 1 C each is pretty worth it. If anyone replies. Buying scarabs when you're buying less than 100 of them is one of the least fun things to do. This is nothing to do with like time of the league. This is just when you want 100 plus of a scarab, it's relatively easy to buy them. When you're after only 10 or 20, you do end up having to message quite a few people to get them. I don't know why. I don't know why specifically scarabs are way worse, but they are. Alright, so there's some cartography scarabs. Now, we do have flash breach, and breach is pretty good. So let's see how much breach scarabs are. Also, 1 C a piece. I would also buy 20 of those. But only if they remain 1 C a piece. I'm one of those people who don't respond to less than 20 scarabs. Here's the thing about that though. If you're doing that and your scarabs are priced like this, you're a cunt. Because you don't have to. You can price them in whatever amount you want. If that's the minimum, like I'll never message this guy even if I was willing to pay 2C because I don't want to buy 100, right? And he's priced them in an amount that he will sell. But if you've got them up for sale for this, then you should sell them, right? It's basically just a, like if you're gonna put something up for sale, you should sell it, right? And if you would never sell less than 20 at a time, then put them in bulk for 20. That's fine. I don't mind. Let's see. Okay. People do not want to sell polished breach. So let's do rusteds. Because we're very poor right now, I don't mind grabbing some of the cheaper things. I really don't mind grabbing some of the cheaper things. Come on, buddy. What do I have myself, by the way? Almost none of anything. Okay, cool. I haven't really started collecting scarabs then, is what I'm taking out of that. One of these people will reply. Even with limited playtime, this is still 100% worth it. Like this time spent trading to get some juiced maps up is definitely worth it. As annoying as it is. Hey, we got one. We got one. Now, there's no real good third scarab for us. Rusted metamorphs could be worth it, especially if they're incredibly cheap. Ooh, they are. Morning. Hey, nice. That's also a good map layout. That's also a good map layout. Those are good map layouts. That's a good map layout. Okay, there we go. What makes scarabs good and why are they worth it? They're essentially just adding extra mobs to your map for the most part. And at the prices they're going for, it's a lot of mobs to add for very little money. And I think that's pretty much it. Maybe Elder for more density. Oh, you know, I actually could use Elders because I'm doing Maven. Purely because I'm doing Maven here, I could be running Elder Scarabs. Normally the two new influences are better. But because I'm right now progressing Maven, that would be okay, but I didn't think about that. That probably would have been better than Metamorph, to be honest. But basically the idea of any scarab in most cases, unless you're doing some sort of specific strategy, which we're not right now, is just to add as many mobs to your map as possible. Right, we're after adding mobs to the map because the more mobs you add, the more chances you have to drop Exalted Orbs, Chaos Orbs, expensive uniques, right? Just anything. This is the same reason we're using Fortune Favors the Brave, because it gives pack size mostly. Like 10% quant and 10% rarity from Fortune Favors is great, but the 10% pack size is the main reason we're using it right now. Sure. I wanted to farm Metamorph. Gilded are definitely the way to go. The thing is, right now we had a total of what, 60, 70 chaos to spend. You can't buy enough gildeds at that point for that to be a relevant thing to do. That's why we went rusted. You have nothing. When you have literally nothing to spend, you can still afford a bunch of rusted scarabs, and you should use the rusted scarabs. You spend all of your money on some rusted scarabs, and then by the time you finish using them, you'll be able to afford to buy real ones. Because they're all profitable, it's just that some of them are more profitable, and generally in most cases your polished ones are better, and then your gilded ones are even better, but they're all more expensive. Requires more outlay to begin with. You make it all back, but requires more money to start. I wasn't looking for advice, thanks. Doing a boss rush strat right now would be a horrible idea. One, my character is very slow. For the boss rush strat, you want a speedy runner for that. Second, when you're doing the boss rush strat, you're not going to be progressing Maven, which is our main goal right now, which is why all the maps in my inventory are different maps. So that would be terrible advice. I have to say there's nearly 100 different ways you could be making money right now. Boss strat is definitely a good one, but it doesn't help us with our other goals at the same time. If I'm ever on limited playtime, I want to be trying to accomplish multiple things at the same time, not just one thing. Also, boss rushing tends to have to sell a lot of things. Specifically, you have to sell a lot of maps. With very limited online playtime, selling a lot of those maps to make your money really cuts into the amount you can actually do stuff. It could even be several days before someone actually buys all of your maps. In the meantime, you make nothing, which isn't like great. Duplicate attack. Let's go. What do you got? You. Here we're just mostly picking catalysts and currency. Catalyst first, currency second, everything else is irrelevant. That's the entire thought process for Metamorph. Oh! Except if you get bled to death. I really should get around to making an anti-bleed flask here. At some point, I really have to build my life flask to be anti-bleed. There might have even been poison. I wasn't actually watching. You can also see I'm putting Fortune Favors the Brave on, despite the fact that I'm down to my last 20 chaos. That pack size is worth so much. This one Awakened Sextant is worth, has paid for Fortune Favors the Brave. Right? It means I will have to sell some things. Probably Sextants and maybe other stuff. But like, Fortune on its own just pays for itself once you start doing juice maps. You probably shouldn't be using it if you're putting literally nothing on the map. Like if you're just Alchemy going, you're amplifying essentially nothing. But once you start putting scarabs on the map, then that Fortune Favors the Brave is amplifying all the scarabs and amplifying everything you do, right? They work with each other. You either invest or you don't invest. Juice even stock up on raw chaos, no trade involved, just raw chaos. Once you're juicing enough, like once you're using real big boy scarabs and stuff, then absolutely. Promenade or tower for low investment mapping strategy. I mean, again, that's not good advice at all. It's not good. Again, we're still progressing our storylines. We're still doing Maven. We have to keep doing different quests, different maps. They have to be high tier maps. Those maps are near the bottom of the atlas. They're low reds right now. They wouldn't progress anything. Once we're done with progression, sure. Always try with our deliriums when we're not actually specifically delirium farming. What we're doing is just trying to get as many reward tiles as we can. But these pustules, you have to run over them. If you're not running over those pustules and spawning the mobs, you will not get the splinters. Those mobs that pop out of them, they're what drops the splinters. If you want any chance of getting splinters, you have to run over them. That being said, the further away from the mirror you get, the more splinters those mobs drop. So like if you happen to skip some at the beginning of the map, you probably miss nothing. But if you get to the boss room and kill the boss with delirium still up and you didn't pop any of those pustules, like these, I was too late. I was too late. Like those, I probably missed a few chaos just then. I should have rushed to the boss room because I was so close and delirium was up. Unfortunately, I missed that little corner there. There'll be like a loop there because I was just trying to get further away. I was just trying to get further away for better delirium rewards. Really, I was hoping for more delirium orbs because those are good money. What happens to the guild premium stash tabs in Arch Nemesis when the league ends? The transfer to damage and you just can't use the stash in the next league. So same thing that happens with a player's premium stash tabs. They do all get transferred to standard, but they become remove only stash tabs in standard, and new, fresh, empty versions of them will exist in the next league. And not last next league? No. In fact, every league you ever have any premium stash tab, whether at a guild or a player one, will exist in every permutation of every league you ever enter. So like if I start a solo self-found journey right now, all my premium stash tabs are there. If I start in a private league, all my premium stash tabs are there, right? Like you will always have your stash tabs. Obviously the guild ones won't be there in solo self-found because there's no guild stash at all in solo self-found, but you get the idea. Hi, King Harvey.
I need more mana.
Oh, I may have been standing a little too close to that. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Is the one thing this character will remain weak to pretty much forever. There's really no fix to that, is degens. If you go stand in the burning grounds and you go stand in the bleed or physical damage over time things, like overtime damage is definitely just something we're going to remain pretty weak to.
When I'm ready, I'm not
Insert Ed, C joke here.
Insert Ed's C joke. Let's see that good Ed C joke. Pretty sure that was meant to say Edie Contagion. Christophalax, thank you very much for the prime. I very much appreciate it. Hi, friend. Ow. Stood too close. So we're not particularly good at Legion right this second. It can get better. There's like plenty more damage we can get as well, and a little more area we can get. It'd improve, but it's never really going to be a good Legion build, which is why I didn't go for any Legion scarabs or points on the tree or anything like that. Legion's a very good mechanic, and if I was running a different build that was really good at Legion, I'd probably be looking at Legion scarabs as well and running Legion things because they're very rewarding. But you really want to lean into whatever your character's actually already good at. Like that's like, I'm pretty good at just clear speed, so prolif helps a lot. Breaches are great, rituals are great, all those sort of things. Don't know if veiled chaos orbs are worth anything. Yo, they're worth like 15C. Nice. Should you sell emblems individually or in a set? That really depends. So they're worth more in sets, but if it's going to take you 5 days to farm up a set, probably not worth it, right? But if you're like blasting maps and getting several full sets a day, you can probably sell them in sets and make a little bit more money. Pressing alt thinking there should be more important loot than that, but there isn't. I should trust the loot filters. I am the one that made them. Every time I press alt, I'm like, yep, no, that's right, that should all be hidden. The one time you don't double check that you'll miss something, you've somehow turned off mirrors. No, that'll never happen. Plus, I do all my filter changes like on stream with people watching, so if I hit something that was wrong, someone would have mentioned it by now, right? Someone usually mentioned it right at the time. The whole point of these loot filters is that if you don't really know what's going on, you should just be able to trust that I've done everything, because I do all my double and triple checking then. I just, for some reason, I keep checking, which I shouldn't. It's not been wrong yet, but I still do it. I want a death contest. All right. She loses. How do you feel now? Ooh. We'll take scarabs. I'll actually take that. Ooh, ooh. Nice. Got anything cool? I do need those. Actually pretty desperate for them too. There you go.
When I'm ready and not before.
Speaking of arch nemesis, probably run a few. So this is now, what we're in right now is generally some of my favorite part of the league. What working class is doing right now, which is when you just start to juice maps, and like over the next few days you go from like just starting to juice maps to doing like proper juice and getting like real good maps going and starting to build your pool of money and that sort of stuff, and getting your last bits of completion in, and like that's my like favorite part of a league. Also, the Barrel King.
The great silence came suddenly.
Thank you very much for the 16-month resub.
The wall still towered, but now folded and frayed to her touch. She fled, and in doing so dragged countless in her wake. The invitation was clear and could not be refused. It was deafening to all, and we could not look away.
Breaches are just so juicy. Like when you look at how many mobs are in them, even if it gets the quote unquote wrong breach, you know, like the ones that don't have splinters that are worth anything. Like look at the amount of mobs. Just finished 38 challenges for the first time. It was such a grind. This seems like one of the easiest challenge leagues we've had in a while. Like to complete your challenges. You may not be someone who's going to enjoy doing that many challenges as a thing. Doom, doo, doo, doom, doo, 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 doo. Thanks, totems. I'll just wait over here if you don't mind. Probably need to replace the totems though, just once. There you go. Easy. Sure, that's fine. They're all really bad. There's only one catalyst, Grace. Prismatic catalyst though, so worth, I guess. Decided on a gauntlet build, probably a chieftain. CB and the other 2C and 3C. Yeah, I have the 83 plus ones on, but not anything below that. The ones below that are not really worth picking up. Chieftain what? DD probably? The gauntlet? I have a very, very strong suspicion that EA is just not going to do the trick at all. I expect EA totems to die. I don't know, maybe the more experienced people who are planning EA totems have something planned that I don't know about. But like I don't see how they live. I guess maybe the smart people have like figured out a way to make them more tanky so that they might actually live. Ooh. Really?
When I'm ready and not before.
At least with yourself you can use. Sure there is. Ballista totems themselves have a specific amount of health. Get that health pool table up and then keep it at half. Like just don't level the ballista totem until, and like keep it at roughly half what it would be. You'll find I don't even think you'll be able to make it like through Katava or anything. Isn't that going to do less damage? A little bit, yeah.
I need more mana.
Like it's the only way to simulate it, so. another. An extra burn on. Yeah, gauntlet's gonna be. Gauntlet's gonna be a thing. I don't know if I'll last the whole 10 days, but I'm gonna try. Try and get to level 90.
This way, Exile.
Going from I'll quit in 2 days to I'm going for 90. I never said I was going to quit in 2 days. There was a joke that I wouldn't last 2 days in the gauntlet. But like I want to try for level 90. Nah, I'm not going to use that. Did I have anything that I was going to bother harvesting at all? I don't think I have any like bases to bother with. So we're just looking for cool, expensive stuff. Any augments, reforge keeping prefixes, fractures, some any of that sort of stuff. Reforged casters could be nice if I had an influence ring, but I do not believe I have an influence ring. Have a quick check. No, that's a fractured one. Unfortunate. Almost any influence ring, if you just have one, you can reforge caster on to get like the curse on hits. But I didn't bring one. And by didn't bring one, I mean I haven't found one, and I'm really not stopping to like buy one from trade on the off chance that maybe I hit a garden and maybe my reforge hits. Like if I find one, I'll just sit it in a tab and I will reforge on it because I might as well. But damn, this This garden is full of beefy boys. Man, I do like having a bunch of these, and they can just be any tier map. What's something I've got a lot of that I don't want, that I'll never use? These are free, and I do like free. I guess I should use them. They're not really that important. Catalysts. Hi, Metamorph. Juicy boys. Oh, really? I can't imagine that those are worth anything. Nope. What are you guys worth? Ooh. $83 chaos for that card, and make it 33 chaos for this card. We need 3 more maps that we haven't influenced. You'll do. You'll do. And you'll do. But we haven't witnessed is what I meant. So that Maven keeps progressing. It does only say tier 14 plus, so 14s and 15s are fine for now. That's fine. That's fine. And that's fine. Let's go. Now, in the interest of selling those 2 cards quickly, I'm basically just going to lower them by 1 chaos every single time I come out of the map. Because trying to work out like what's the slightly priced fixed area and what isn't, not worth my time. Just going to take off 1 chaos every single time. Morning, Diggs. Can't decide how to level. How to level what? Inquisitor? I had a lot of fun leveling it with the, I think it's Phantasmal Spark, the one that has default Pierce, and I put faster projectile in my links, and then I laughed because Twink Gear made me one-shot everything, but it was like a super fast spark leveling, and it was great. I ended up using Unleash as well, just because it was fun. It definitely wasn't like the best. Like I probably could have leveled quicker with something else, but it was very fun to level, and that's what I was after. The Unleash Spark with Giga movement speed and Pierce built into it was just really, really fun to level. Anomalous, I'm sure. I don't remember. It was the one with Pierce built in. Aww.
When I'm ready and not before. Only the strongest leaves the void imbued.
Shielded. Alright, what do you got? I'll take a map item. Catalysts, please. And then nothing else that matters. Okay, cool.
I need more mana.
Now, is it worth selling a Tabula or is it just worth a Divine? That's the real question. They're just worth Divines. Actually, Divines are worth more than Tabulous. And Profit. Divines are actually worth more than Tabulous. Which doesn't make any sense, but by 1C, Divines are worth more than Tabulas. You could right now make 1C profit per trade buying Tabulas and just vendoring them. Which, like, why? Like, please don't. But you could, but please don't. Guessing the easy arch nemesis farming. I mean, it's just a mistake. It's a very temporary mistake, by the way. Some bot will pick up on that and buy every underpriced Tabula. And just because that doesn't require human time, some bot will do that. It's a very temporary mistake. Really, the only thing to learn from knowing that is not to sell a tabula,
Exile.
right? Like, there's nothing else.
Kill it, Exile, quickly.
We could do this. Don't care. Don't have. Don't care. We no longer need that. We no longer need these. These were baby things. I kept these so that I could recolor my bow in case I crafted it myself. Linking 5 sockets is worth a few C, but not super important. But we could keep these. Not really that one.
We need not the fruit, just the juice.
That's a lot of reforged defenses, but I have nothing to craft it on. I don't care about that, and I don't care about that. Bye. No. Oh, Alvis. Always sacrifice red maps for an Alva. Don't care what red map, but Alvas are good. Domination's alright. But Alvas. Alvas are great. Sure. This one. Don't care about anarchy.
Not before. I want a death contest.
A little bit to clear over here.
The blight is trying to spread. Do not get to leak the purification pump.
Well, this is quite the blight going on here in a Beyond map. It is all directions. It's kind of cool. We're playing a build that doesn't really care, but that's fine. Just stand in the middle and place totems down and slow and stun them. And they'll never get anywhere. Yoink. It will take a bladed map though.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Wait 20 seconds for a bite. I've probably waited for an hour of them all league. Oh, did you not know about the speed up button? It's just the start now button. Oh no, I don't have enough strength. Lol. PoE where you grief yourself every day. Yeah. 82 replicas. I don't know how to tell if you're worth anything. I'm just gonna trust the macro and say it's worth 8C. That feels bad. I actually don't know how to tell. Whatever. And what about you? 12? 12. I do believe the item level matters, yeah. Unless prices are dead now. No.
when I'm ready and not
Nothing really. Trade doesn't really die until about the last week of League. Every single person ever who's like, trade is dead before the last week of any league that's ever existed, even the bad ones, is talking out their ass. They're just making it up because they're done having fun and they don't want other people to have fun anymore because they're not. Like, you can still buy and trade everything right now. It's just a thing people do when they stop having fun. They don't want other people to have fun. And I don't know why that is, but you can definitely still do it. That happens even week 1 of the league. Do you think it's not that? You just think it's... You think it's like people try and buy currency or scarabs in small amounts one time, and then they're like, the first 12 people didn't reply. Trade must be dead.
I need more mana.
But yeah, that happens like outside of the first like 4 or 5 days even. 4 or 5 days, it's incredibly easy to get the first person will reply every time. And then like it just happens like that. Like that's how trading currency is. If you go to buy small amounts of currency, you're generally gonna have to message a bunch of people. I mean, I could get regen, but I'm pretty sure I just go for life at this point. Yeah, let's just have a life node, thanks. We'll play 1 month into the league, want good items. Yeah, but bad items still sell. Like, straight up bad items still sell, and you can still buy bad items. And by bad, I mean like, you know, the 2 to 5C items. Like, I don't sell them because it's not worth doing a 2 to 5C trade for me. In my main account, I've been playing since day 1. I'm not going to have a 2C tab. But if you started today and you need to buy some 2C items, they're still ton up for sale. And those people will still respond and sell you the thing. Duplicate attack. When does the league actually end? I don't think we actually have an end date. Someone had their like best guess. Anyone remember what our best guess was? Because we haven't actually been told an end game. Yoink. I'll have that, thanks. I'll also take those because they're worth good money. Ooh. Sork boots with fractured 30% movement speed might actually sell. Honestly. Unfortunately, they're only 82, but they are still fractured movement speed. So they might be worth something. Considering this account owns like 30 chaos, they're probably still worth picking up. I will price them in a second. Yeah, fractured move speed is pretty good for boots. I mean, look, I'll still take those. Only estimated to be May 17th. If it ends up being May 17th, it'll be somewhere around May 10th when trade takes a huge dive and becomes incredibly hard to buy anything. Like it is almost reliably league after league about 10 days before the league ends when suddenly I find myself unable to purchase anything. It's 10 days is about, that's the limit, and people just go, oop, I'm done. Skill trees between Arch Nemesis and... Do you mean your Atlas skill tree? Yes. Okay, let's have a look. So, we're just gonna have to look on the website because this doesn't say fractured or not. Okay, that's not the best way to do it. Let's go this way. Onto the real website, please. Fractured movement speed, 30%. What kind of boots are those? Those are Sork boots. Yo. I'm sorry. Are the cheapest fractured movement speed Sork boots that aren't even 84 yet still 3.5 exalts? Is that a real thing? They're not even the 84s. The 84 or above, which matters, are more expensive. Arcanist slippers are worse, so they're only up for 2x. I want mine to sell before this, guys. So I'm gonna go like, because we're limited playtime, I'm gonna make them a little bit cheaper in hopes that they sell quicker. And go for like 2.8x. It's just in hopes to offload them during our allotted playtime. If I wasn't under time constraints, I would be using, I'd be going for a higher price, right? Like I don't necessarily want to undersell, but because I'm only on 2 hours a day, I want it to try and go during one of my sessions, so then it needs to be a little bit cheaper than it should be, basically. Okay, we got time for a 10-way. I don't think you need to take these out, but let's find out. Can I do a 10-way? No one likes Katava. Let's make sure that guy dies.
Longer is better. Another challenger. I'm speeding it up. Another challenger.
Oh, there's another one. I must have lost count. I thought that I just killed number 10, but one more popped out. I was counting wrong. Cool, cool, cool.
Take the prize. Another round will commence as soon as I have more combatants.
More quantity? Is it just more quantity time? Just looking around to make sure. I think for now it's just more quantity time. Yep. Well, yeah, nah, just quantity. Thanks. Got some orbs of unmaking. We've collected our first splinters, which are worth 10 or 11C each, but killing Maven is one of the things we wanted to do, so I'm not going to sell that. And back over here to our baby scarab tab. Calling it a baby scarab tab because we're only using baby scarabs this time. But again, this is what you do when you've got no money. You buy the cheap baby scarabs and you run them. By the time I'm finished running these, I'll be able to sell them. I'll have enough money to buy real scarabs. I'll only have to do this once. But my currency tab is just going up and up all day. I mean, I'm going to have to sell things. I've got like divine orbs and ancient orbs and stuff. My chaos is about maintaining itself. So I will have to sell some things to make sure that I have money to buy good scarabs, but it'll be worth it because you buy good scarabs and then you make even more money. And I have tried to keep the trading to a minimum for working class Exile because I know that realistically, if you always have a pretty limited amount of playtime, you're not going to want to do a lot of trading. So I try to limit it to, you know, trades that are actually going to be worth it for fun and progression rather than raw money making. If I was after just raw money making, working class Exile would be sitting in his hideout flipping all day every day, or scarab rolling or something like that, but that's just not as fun. What are the good scarabs? Really depends on the strategy you're running and what you like. When I say good scarabs, I really just mean like higher tier scarabs. Like I'm using mostly rusteds right now because when I went to buy scarabs to start today's mapping, and I'll have enough for today and tomorrow out of these rusteds, I had about 35C to spend total. And with that, I bought like 40 maps worth of scarabs. Because I only bought the baby ones because they're very cheap. All right. I just want me to have had in all the leagues combined. Grats. Gotta be careful. Having money for the first time ever is a gateway drug into always wanting to have money in the league. And then when you get there, when you always have to have money, you end up needing to watch a bunch of my YouTube videos to make sure that you can. Self-promotion. Nailed it. Did I nail it? That felt like I nailed it. Shameless. That was beautiful. Nice. Currency. Ooh, juicy. I just got lucky, killed normal elder for the first time and won the lotto. I don't know how much playtime you're normally looking at, but we can definitely make sure you make 30x or more every single league. Would not be that hard to do. There's an Elder Guardian. What do we got? Half an hour? Okay. Oh. This is a cannot regen map. It's fine. I can run cannot regen. And I knew it was cannot regen. And I meant to bring a mana flask with me. And I did not. Have one. Here's one I prepared earlier. Love hunting. Come on, Einhar. There's a small group. I need you to get all of them, please. Yo. Garth. What was that for? Thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. Yo, let's go.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
Duty is a blessing afforded to the fortunate, to the ones whose fates are given over to the weavers of destiny. We act without hesitation or thought to the murmurs of the light. Though the path is illuminated by it, we do not see it, and do not need to see it. To look ahead is to fall to dust.
heist is probably like the most rewarding thing you can do, just like flat currency wise, but it's just not for me. I can't handle it.
You sort of hold my attention. Shadow, rise and fight. The void protects its children. Never tire of this.
Catalysts. I never treated unmakings as currency and never price checked them. I don't want to know how many X I spent respecking my Atlas. I have no idea either. I've intentionally never looked at the price because I just wanted to be able to respec my Atlas a billion times. And I did. I did respec my Atlas a billion times. I counted. That was the actual number. It's fine. That's fine. That's a bit shit. And that's fine. Boop. But I don't even believe I've priced unmakings on working class Exile. I just don't. Like, I'm positive we'll use those. If it was anyone else, I'd call it cap. You've never lied to us. I mean, I definitely just lied right then. I've lied to you guys a bunch, but the only time I ever lie is when it's blatantly, obviously a lie. Lies for comedic value, not the same thing. I wonder if doing ritual stops the fog. I think it does. until we slaughter you. Ah ha 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 ha.
We will be best friends, Beast. We will be best friends, Beast. Until we slaughter you. We will be best friends, Beast. Until we slaughter you.
Woo. Okay, so the more we get through this delirium, the harder the map gets. And it's getting relatively difficult now. Actually surprised it hasn't run out on me. It felt like it should have run out on me by now. I guess the rituals paused it for a lot longer than I thought they were gonna. Oh, there they are. Okay, it ran out just as I got to the mouse boss room again. That's some good rewards though. Got any cool? No. 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 Probably nothing. Still nothing. Good amount of splinters. Unlucky. No deli orbs. Deli orbs would be the big ticket thing that we would like.
I need more mana.
And ritual, what do you got for me? Oh, that has to be something, right? That's something. Yoink. Thanks, ritual. Anything else I care about? Not really. But enough to do a quick reroll. Unfortunate. Also unfortunate. I'll just take the chaos, thanks. And those. And that. There we go. Alright, we'll have to price that belt properly in just a second. is triple currency, but I was never going to run it.
How's the trail?
Okay. Let's have a look at that. Why does that feel wrong? That feels too cheap. I know there's another tier above this, but for these to only be 20C seems incredibly cheap to me. I guess there's hundreds of those. Okay. I know there's one more tier above it, and if we had the one more tier above it, it would have been worth significantly more. Off we go. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, what does everybody want? You want that?
Extra noses pants is on you. Ooh,
Oh
you're
no,
so
what
bored.
is this?
Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses are
What
ready
is
to
this?
take
How
over.
long is that? I gotta limit the time on those. Those are way too long. For people from YouTube who thought that was weird, you can blame Calamity for that. That's him playing random things. No? This guy doesn't want the thing? I will put it back for sale.
You are being controlled by greater forces.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Ooh. We hit Alva. Alva's really nice with a delirium on, because when you're inside of the Alva, the time does not move for the delirium. So this is all, everything I get in here is just like free extra delirium juice. Just great. It's what we like. Oh, I thought I still had her.
Good job.
Nice.
Good job, Exile.
All these extra things that stop the delirium are very good. Breaches stop the delirium whenever you're inside them. The Alva stops the delirium whenever you're inside it. The Ritual stops the delirium whenever you're inside it. Getting a bunch of these things on a delirium map, really good for extra rewards. Does make your map significantly harder. If you're really struggling, you may not want to push the delirium to its limit. But as long as you can take it, you should.
Just in time. When I'm ready, but not before. Good job, Exile.
That is probably the most amount of reward that we will get out of this delirium. I maybe should have headed straight for the boss room from here, but I was looking for this other ritual. I don't think we'll make it to 7 reward tiles anyway, so this is fine. Oh, I was hoping to get the boss fight done in time to start the ritual before the delirium ran out. Because as long as I got it started, it would also all count, right? Because it would freeze. Hey, we got a skittering delirium orb though. That's some more money. We did that. That should be something. 40C? And do you have anything? I mean, other than a well-rolled map? No, not really. I don't value a well-rolled map. Pity, pity, and pity. whatever. Ta-da! Alright, what are you? Looks like we can get 39 for it pretty easily. Let's do that. We'll make that one 80 chaos and that one 39. Okay, we've not got long. But we can do another map still. I don't know if you guys can hear all that banging that's happening upstairs. I hope not, but I can hear it and it's pretty annoying. Randomly but not consistent. Yeah, they're moving around furniture, and whenever they like drop the furniture on the ground, it's the right kind of sound to make it through all the soundproofing and go like dunk really loud. The weird thing is they're moving around furniture, but they do it every other week. They just rearrange stuff all the time. It's very inconvenient. OCD? Oh no, they don't just rearrange the furniture every second week. What happens is they buy something. They buy a new couch or a new chair or a new dining room set or something, and then they have to rearrange to fit it in. I don't know. They just get stuff, and it's never new good stuff either. It's like, oh, I was at this second-hand store and this couch looked cute, so I bought it. Eventually they run out of space. No, this house has been about 5 times as full as you would like a house to be, or at least that I would like a house to be, for as long as I can remember. If there's space, they'll put something there. But yes, we do also get rid of stuff. Otherwise, you know, it would actually run out, but there's not room to swing a cat anywhere in my house, and there hasn't been my entire life, except like when it was my house and I lived out of home. I have like this whole minimalist thing that I like. I want as much room as possible, I just want nice stuff that and plenty of room. That's what I want.
Ready and not before.
Swing a cat? It's a saying. Room to swing a cat. That's a saying, right? No? That's definitely a saying. That is definitely a saying. What do you mean, no? What does this one person want? Master Jewel. Left 14, top 19. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it must be this one down here. Yeah, that's fine. Lovely. Well, that looks like time. So we say thank you so that we're not rude. TY. And then we put on D&D so we don't make any more trades. Reset. Right, 1 second. Because my headset has been beeping at me. There we go. Okay. So, summary. Today, if you've skipped to here in YouTube, we did exactly what I said I was going to do at the start. We leveled a bunch. We grind a bunch of maps. We got halfway through level 92. We made one gear upgrade, which was just we bought a level 21 explosive arrow because they were like 7C. I bought quite a few rusted metamorph, rusted breach, and polished cartography scarabs because they were very cheap. And we've been hunting Maven down. We did finish the Maven quest line. And today we made a pretty decent amount of chaos selling some things. We're at 168 now. So we've done a pretty good amount. We do have a skittered delirium orb here. We also have this whole tab of essences, which is getting large enough that we might be able to sell it. Oh my God, you can hear the moving furniture. It's so loud. Right. This might be enough to sell at some point, and we're starting to get a pool of, oh my God, it's so loud. I'm so sorry for that noise. I can't stop it. They're starting to get a pool of maps large enough, and we did gather a few Guardian maps, which we also have not sold. And that is it. That's how we're starting. So that's the end of that. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Goodbye.